News at this hour, back to normal. If you have ATT wireless service, it's been a frustrating day. You woke up to a major outage that started overnight, but it was restored at about 3:30 this afternoon.
Customers first reported the outage just before 4 a.m. and at the height of it, more than 50,000 people were affected. Customers in cities like Houston, Chicago, and San Francisco all reported outages. Even some local police departments were experiencing issues at 911 call centers, including in Charlotte, San Francisco, and even right here in Oldham County. We checked in with MetroSafe about the situation and what they saw.
One thing we have seen today is people calling 911 to test their phone to make sure it still works. That functionality does work even when you're in SOS mode. That call is going to come through to the 911 center. So we want to make sure people aren't calling 911 to test. We need to leave those lines available for actual emergencies.
Again, everything back to normal now. So what happened here? Two sources briefed on the situation told ABC News that the FBI and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security are investigating the origins of this major outage. They're looking into whether it was truly a technical malfunction or a cyber attack. Stay with us. Coming up at 5:30 on the Rant Line, you were talking about the outage and its impact on you. Right now at 5, we're continuing our coverage on Riverlink. More customers directly messaging our newsroom to say they're frustrated with the customer service. One man telling us today he's been charged for crossings he didn't make with a car he doesn't own.
We first brought you this story earlier this week, sharing how drivers felt they were flooded with bills after Riverlink switched their toll service providers. Riverlink says their customer service call center received more than 100,000 calls in January alone. Drivers complained it took forever to get someone on the other end of the line. The agency says hour-long wait times are unacceptable and that they've made improvements since last month. But customers aren't convinced.
You could ask almost anybody that has used Riverlink in the past 6 months, almost anybody, and they would tell you a similar story.
And tonight, again, talking to a man who is disputing his bills. He says he's been charged for crossings he did not make with a car he does not even own.
And our senior reporter, Isaiah Kim Martinez, and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton have been looking into this and the claims today. And Isaiah, you've been going back and forth with Riverlink again today. What are they telling you about these claims?
Sure, a lot going on here, Doug. We did talk with Brant McCool of Louisville. He says he hasn't crossed Kentuckiana's toll bridges at all since moving back to the city a year ago. And tonight, a Riverlink spokesperson tells me there appears to have been a misread. We met Brant McCool at his home today where he showed us his Volvo XC60, an SUV. Then he showed us the photos attached to the Riverlink invoices he started getting in January. They show a Honda sedan that's not his from crossings he says he didn't make. He notes the plate number is similar, different by just the last digit. What was your first reaction when you saw the photos?
Well, a big out-of-state company just wants to milk their profits and really doesn't care about the people of the communities they're servicing. And I knew immediately that something was wrong, and then I started seeing these stories pop up, so I knew that it's a whole series of issues.
And McCool showed me proof. He submitted the form to dispute the charges and late fees earlier this month. More than 2 weeks later, still no word back from Riverlink or the new provider. That's Electronic Transaction Consultants. They're based in Texas. Now, Riverlink spokesperson Mindy Peterson told me late this afternoon that McCool's issues, quote, will be resolved during the dispute process. And she says fees do not escalate for anybody during the dispute process. But now coming up right here at 6 o'clock, the big question is the agency enforcing holds on your vehicle registration in the midst of these problems. The answer might surprise you tonight at 6. Doug.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much. Well, the Blue Oval SK Battery Park construction site was evacuated today after a bomb threat. According to a statement from the company, a bomb threat was made to the Glendale site right around 12:30 this afternoon. Blue Oval SK says they evacuated to ensure workers' safety. Kentucky State Police told us the Hardin County Sheriff's Office is handling that investigation.
Right now, we have an update for you on a story we've been following closely. The city of Salem, Indiana, is trying to update its water system after residents there saw and complained of brown water back in October. Last week, the city council in Salem considered a bond to replace over 10,000 feet of the water mains, but it was voted down. Our Focus reporter Travis Breeze is back in Salem tonight asking city councilors what was wrong with the proposal.
Many Salem businesses told me their water is a lot better this week than it was back in October. The city council knows that the water system needs to be updated, but many of them were unwilling to approve a $3 million bond when they say the city is already $25 million in debt.
We can't allow our water department and wastewater department to keep running in the red. I mean, it just can't happen. Councilman
Dylan Moore explaining his no vote last Monday, February 12th. The council was considering a $3.3 million bond to replace 10,000 feet of water mains, 135 lines from mains to homes and businesses, and 270 hydrants. Water rates would have raised as much as 40% over 3 years. The 3 councilors who voted no sent Focus a joint statement saying in part, this proposal also contained an extreme amount of non-construction related cost. In light of the fact that our city currently holds more than $25 million in debt, we must find creative and efficient solutions to reduce the burden on our residents. Councilman Steve Crane, who voted yes, also sent a statement saying, quote, I feel like this made sense considering our water main infrastructure from the south side of the courthouse to the edge of the city limits at Beck's Mill Road is over 80 years old. Obviously, this would be a major expense for the city, but it should be a need and not a want. Many people's water rates are going to go up even without this. There is a water rate increase meeting scheduled to happen this coming Monday. Indiana State Rep Jim Lucas told me he is concerned by these water complaints and he supports local leaders looking for grants or other ways to offset the funding. In Salem, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Now, we have been following the water issues reported by the residents of Salem for the last few months. We've posted all of our investigations and reports on WHAS11.com.
The Utica Police Department tonight is warning pet owners after 2 separate dog attacks. Law enforcement say one dog was shot, another was poisoned with antifreeze. On Wednesday night, officers brought the community together to discuss the cases, giving residents some new advice to keep their pets inside as much as possible.
We've had 1 confirmed poison and 1 unconfirmed poison, so we're still trying to work on the other 2. It's just a lot of hearsay. That's why we called the meeting tonight, to kind of weed out. We've heard so much.
Police say they have 2 persons of interest in this case who possibly are responsible for the 2 incidents, a man and a minor who has a criminal background of shooting animals with rifles. The Utica Police Department's now telling residents to look for updates on their Facebook page and urging pet owners to bring water bowls inside. Do not leave them outside right now.
All new right now tonight here at 5 o'clock. A warning tonight out from Louisville Metro Police for people who are living on Chenoweth Vista Way. That's in the area of Fern Creek. Officers are now asking that if you live in that area that you need to safeguard your home after a woman was found stabbed to death. On Monday, February 12th, Louisville Metro police officers discovered a woman dead in her home. That woman was identified today by the Jefferson County coroner as 79-year-old Betty Collins. Police say she was stabbed. The homicide unit is following leads, but many people in the area did contact police, concerned for their safety. So the 7th Division released a statement today saying in part, although it is still an active investigation, LMPD wants to advise the public that while we are aggressively pursuing the party or parties responsible for this heinous attack, there are some measures you can take to help safeguard yourself as well as your property. Going on to say, confirm that you are securing your residences and vehicles to deter criminal activity. If you see anything out of the ordinary or have any concerns at all, please report it by immediately calling 911. Now, our coverage continues. The WHAS 11 night team is right now back in that neighborhood talking to residents. Connor Steffen will have more on what he is learning tonight at 11.